In this video, we are going to find the customers who have spent at least $100 in each month of June and July 2024 during their purchase. Hello, this is Jagan from Growth Data. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in SQL with you. If this assists you in your interview preparation in any ways, I will be happy. Welcome to the 23rd video of our Advanced SQL 50 interview question series. We have different topics to cover and we are now continuing with the sorting and grouping related question. This video will be tagged in Advanced SQL 50 questions playlist, and the code we discuss in this video will be uploaded to the GitHub. The link for the GitHub page will be in the video description part. Now let's see the data set first and talk about the question in detail. We are given three tables. Let's see the table first, then we can talk about the question. So we have three tables. One is customer, product, and the orders table. So customer table is basically the dimension of the customer. It has the customer name and the customer country. Customer ID is going to be the unique identifier. For every customer, we have a unique customer ID. And the second table is the product, which had the product description and the price of the product. The product ID is going to be the unique identifier for this table. The third one is the orders table, which got the order ID, which is the unique identifier for every order happens in that shop or the online store. And customer ID is a customer who bought the product, and the product ID is which product it is, and when they ordered it, what's the quantity of the product. If you see the first record, order ID is 1 and we got the customer as 1. If you see the customer table, customer 1 is Winston and the product is 10. 10 is nothing but a phone, which is a $300 price, and they got one product. So for this order, the customer 10, so customer 1 got the product 10 and the price is going to be 1 into the 300. So this is going to be a $300 worth product. Let's create the table and we can do all this part. Okay. And for this one, for customer 1 got the product 20, the value is $10. So this order value is $10. The next one is product 30 by the same customer 1. Product that is a book, which is $45. The next one is the customer ID 2 got 10 is the phone, but they got two products. Okay, so this one is 30 and two products, so 45 into 2, which is $90. And again here two phones, one phone is $300, so this is going to be $300 into 2, which is going to be $600. And we go back here, 40 is a keychain, which is only $2 and they got 10, so it's $2 into 10 quantity is going to be $20. And this guy is going to be product is 20, which is the t-shirt, which is $10, and they got two t-shirts, so $10 product into 2 equal to we pay $20. And the same customer 3 is what? Mustafa. Okay, Mustafa. So the price for product 30 is $45 and they got two books is going to cost 45 into 2 equal to $90. The last one, same customer, same product, and it's 3, so 45 into 3 equal to 90, $135. So this is what is we are looking for. So one, so it's $10 and this is $300. We got one space extra. Okay. Anyways, we are trying to align this. So now what they are saying is, for every customer, like customer 1, customer 2, and customer 3, right? They have to have at least $100 worth of purchase on every month, June and July. So if you see here, this is for June, they got $300, and this is for July, they got $100. So here we say 300 and 100. So this is good. But you see the customer 2, for June it's 600, it's good, but for July it's only 20. So it's not an and condition, like 600 and 20. So this is no, because we have to have both the month, we have to show 100, minimum of $100. And for this customer, we got June, there is no July at all, right? So for June it's $110, and July it's 0. So this guy is no. So only person or only customer who's eligible is customer 1, who is Winston. So the expected output is going to be, you show up the customer ID and the customer name who has purchased at least $100 worth of products on June and July, right? So Vincent is the only customer, and we are going to show the output in this format, customer ID and their name. Okay, now we understood the question, how to approach the SQL. Let's start with the basic aggregation function, right? Select, we join all the tables. So order table is going to be the main table, right? So we have orders as O. First we connect this with the customer table. So inner join, the customer table is customers, they see. So how the customer and the order connects? Customer table got the customer ID, the order table also got the customer ID. So we connect with the customers. Customer ID equal to, sorry, c dot customer ID equal to order dot customer ID, right? So we can get who is the customer, but we have the criteria of the price, right? So price is nothing but the quantity into every product's unit price, right? So unit price into how many units we sold. So that's going to be the next join. Inner join order, there is no orders, is order, say O. We have the first one is orders, right? And then your product. So product is going to be P. So product P dot product ID equal to the orders table dot product ID. Okay. So we connect the product ID to the products table and the customer ID to the customer table. So one customer can have multiple orders, right? And then for every product we have a reference here. Now what are the things we're looking for? We got a customer ID and then the customer name, and then we have to see which month is the purchase date, right? So we can do the month in different ways. Like we can get the cast, extract the month, or I prefer to go with order date. So O dot order date. So you go with the first 7 characters, right? So it will give you the year and month, which is easier as month. and then we have to find what is the, put a comma here so it's much easier to manage. So we have to find the sum of what is the quantity. In the orders table got the quantity, and then we have to know the price. Price is in the products table, which got the price. So quantity into price is going to give the spent on the order as spent. Since we use an aggregation function, we have to go for the group by. Group by, customer ID is 1, name is 2, and the month is 3. If I run this, I got a customer ID, c dot customer ID, custo customer ID, custo customer ID. Okay, now if you see this, we got the customer and the month. Let's do the order by the customer ID and the month. So for Winston, for June it's 300, for July it's 100, and for Jonathan it's 620, and then we got only 35 on May, and on June it's 100, 110. So 10 is 20, 90. Okay, 110. 90 plus 20 is 110. Okay. So 110, and July there is no record. It's only May. Okay. Now we got all the data summarized, but we have to find two things. One is the month should be only June and July. We should not have the May month, right? So first we filter that. So we should not go with the having class because this is a row level filter. You say where the date, right? Date is in the order table. The order date between 2024-06-01, which is June, and the end of July, 07-31. So only June and July are considered. So the 5 is gone, right? This one, Mustafa's May month is filtered out. Now we have only June and July. So that's the first condition. Second condition is we have to find the June month data, which is more than $100 purchase, July month data, which is more than $100 purchase. So how will you find that? We are going to create the separate column for June month and for the July month. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to split this. We just say, we keep this instead of left, we just okay, you can just say case when the left of this is going to be 2024-06, which is June, and we can do that filter later. So 2026 is the June month. Then we just say that is the case. Then you consider the order and quantity, right? This is sum of order and quantity only on June month, else 0 end. So this is going to be the June month data. Same thing we are going to do that for July. So I replace this. I say when the year and month is going to be 2024-07, then you consider the sum, else you put 0. That is the July month. since we have only customer ID and name and all others are sum of, or you can just put the sum at the end, the beginning of it, quantity in the price. This is a better way of doing it instead of doing for everything. Just do this way, sum of the whole thing. Oops, sum of, and I go here and I go here. So if the month is going to be 2024-06, then you consider quantity into price, else you put 0. Same way, if the year and month is going to be 2024-07, then you consider the quantity into price, else it's going to be 0. And we got only 2 columns, customer and name, so group by only that 2 non-aggregated columns. And the order by, you can just say customer ID, no need for 3. If we run it, same, and we have an error. So you have an error in your SQL. Check the manual right from order. Okay, you have comma, extra comma here, so you don't need this. So now if you see, we got Winston got June as 300 and then July as 100. So we got 300 and 100. And for Jonathan, 620, 620, and the 110 and 0, 110 and 0. So we got everything in one row. So that's what we normally try, right? So bringing everything to the row. Now what I can do, group by this, having the June month data is greater than $100 and the July month data is also greater than or equal to $100, right? It's at least 100, so greater than or equal to 100. So if I run this, I got only the Winston part, which is 300 and 100. So this will be gone because 620. So 20 is not eligible. Here 0 is not eligible. So Winston is the only customer who passed the criteria of minimum $100 in both June and July. So which is the expected output. But the output is only customer and the name. They don't want the dollar value. So what we can do, we can take the whole sum, the having class, you just put another right, replace the June part, and you take the whole July and replace the July part. And we don't need these 2 columns, the comma. If I run it, I got only the customer ID and name. I don't get the extra columns. So this is a basic SQL which got the joins, and then you go with the aggregation and how you use the having class, right? But if you see this, it's kind of a messy, right? So you have a lot of things going on here. So there is a where condition, and then you have a group by, and then you have a having class. The having class, you have a lot of conditions, sum of this and all this, right? So the SQL is good, there is no complaint about the SQL. We just did that in one shot, which is great, but it's too much of things to understand, right? You see, this is too much of things going on. So let's hold on to this and try to improve a bit, right? This is no complaint SQL, but let's see if we can improve this. So we get the joins right, there is no issue with it, so we reuse it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get the month part, the left of this, right? So that's what we did. So I'm going to carry that again. So the left of this as month, and then the sum of quantity into price. I say comma here, and sum of quantity into price is going to be the spent. Let's run this and make sure it works. Now, so customer name, what it says, functional dependent column group by expected number 3 select list is not in group by class. Oh, okay. So we have 3 columns here: customer ID, name, and the month, right? So we bring in the month and then the price. Now we got Winston's record, every record comes out. You can just say order by 1, 3. So we just saw that before. Winston got June and July, Jonathan got June and July, Mustafa got June because the next one is on May. Okay, so we got this data. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this filter and add one more group by having class having the sum part spent is greater than or equal to $100. So if you say 100, this guy has to go. Jonathan's July has to go. Then it's gone. So now I have only those customers who spent on June and July worth of $100, minimum $100. So only those records are here. I am going to use this as the CT table. You can say raw data. So we don't need the order by in the display part of it. Okay. Now what I'm going to say is use bring in the customer ID and the name, right? This is what we need from the raw data. You can see where I'm going to group by the customer ID and name. If the customer ID and name is eligible, that means it should have 2 records, right? So Winston's June and July has to be there. If Jonathan is eligible, June and July has to be there, right? But since Jonathan is not eligible, we got only June. For Mustafa, again got only June. There is no July data, and May is not eligible. So if you see the count, whoever is eligible got 2, others are not. So I just say group by customer ID and name having count star equal to 2. So whoever have 2 records, June and July, those people are eligible, right? If you see this SQL is much easier, right? We don't have a complex sum and all that, right? So we have a basic SQL which has a group by and which has a having filter. So that is good. And then I used as a CT table and I fixed it, right? So this is much preferred than the first SQL which have the complex sum part of it. Okay, now I'm going to include some Windows function here. How to do the Windows function part. Let's take the same data set. I'm going to give a small twist. So here I put the sum part, right? And then I'm going to have a count star over partition by the customer ID, right? C dot customer ID. I don't put the order by as count. We can delete this for now. We see only the raw SQL. So I have the customer ID, the name, and the month, and I have sum of the quantity and then the count star of it from the table join filter condition, group by this and spend this. Now if you see, for Winston we got 2 records, so the count is going to be 2. For others is going to be 1, right? So same, we saw that before and we used that condition in the having class. Same way we are having the same data set, the extra column that the count is already made. Here we just did the count after the CT table. Here within the CTE table, we have the count. So when you select from the raw data, we can simply say where the count is equal to 2. But only thing is it just appears twice. So if I say count equal to, it just shows up 2 times because the record is not filtered out. So I can put distinct here if I want, or I can put distinct here. DINCT, distinct here. Right? So if you put distinct here, then it might not be working because the sum is going to be, so the month is going to be different. So we put the distinct here, and we have it only the customer and ID and name are shown up. If you don't want to put distinct, you can just say group by 1, 2. Even that works. So however you want to. So you have a lot of options here. So first we did a direct aggregation function is the inner join, group by, and a big having class. Second one, we just did a CT table. Instead of the big complex sum, we just have the month and price and do that as a filter. Right? Third one, instead of doing the group by and having it outside the CTE table, we just did the count inside the subquery. And then when you call the CTE table, you simply say count equal to. Only thing is, since it's a Windows function, it's not going to filter out or aggregate the customer ID. So you get duplicates. So you make sure you put a distinct or you just put the group by part of it. So these are the 3 main steps. If you want to get this code, then you can go to Grow with Data YouTube channel playlist. This will be in the advanced SQL 50 questions, right? So every video will have its description. So if you go to the description part, there's a GitHub link which will take you to the code base for that particular video. 21, you have to fix it. Okay. So now what you are seeing is 23. So 23, it got the create statement, and then you got the expected output, and then the 3 approaches. So aggregate function, CTE function, and the Windows function. You can use this for your practice. If you want to join the WhatsApp channel, there's a link here. You can use this and join Grow with Data WhatsApp channel. Hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.